This has become one of my favorite embellishments, and I'm pretty sure it's going on one of my cozy cabin blankets. So it was a little tough to figure out, but right here I'm counting 11 columns over, and then we have 6 columns up. And what I did with the different colors is this is each little piece of thread that I'm going to do. So as we go along, each of the different colors represents a different starting point. So here we go. The first part we're going to do is up and around the back and down the bum and to the back leg. But right here, we're going to take out some of these because they are in the same exact holes as some of the other ones that we're going to pull up loops. And they would come out anyways if we pushed loops up through them. So, and you'll see as I go, I find some other ones, but since they're the same color, we're going to put them back in right where they go. So we're starting over here, pulling up loops all the way across the back. And we're going to make these about 2 fingers wide. And I just put 1 finger in, but it really is 2 fingers. And so bring these up along the back on those orange little markers. And right here, you'll see I realized that little marker was in the same spot. So I'm going to put that in later and then keep going. So on the other side as well, there's another marker, but you'll see when we put them back in. So right about here, there's the little marker that we're going to put back in. With that, you are done with all of the loops that you'll pull up along the back and around the bum. So now go back to the front and you're going to take that second loop through the first loop and kind of put that first loop onto the blanket. And then the third loop through the second loop onto the blanket. All the way around and down until you get to the last loop here. And now we're going to bring up that tail end that you have and push it up in the hole that's to the right. I took both of them out because I'm going to anyways. Push it up through this hole in the right and then up through the loop as well. You don't have to do it at the same time. You just can if you want to. And then we're going to put that tail back down in that front little marker right here. So it kind of looks like a little foot sticking out, just like that. Then what we're going to do is we're going to put these little markers back in that we took out because they were in the same hole that we were pulling up loops in. So I know that those oranges go with the orange. This was a kind of a sage color. It's hard to tell from the white in the video. With this one back here, it's almost a yellow color. So we're going to put that one back right here up towards so that I don't forget where I'm going. Also, that first strand of yarn, if you're not using just the working yarn, was 5 foot. So that's that first strand that we used. This second strand is about 2 foot long. With this 2 foot strand, we're going to start pulling up loops at the top right here. And again, this little marker is exactly in the same hole as where we pulled up a loop in the back part. So it's a little bit tough to pull up, but we're going to pull it up to 2 fingers wide and then pull up this next one and then the third one down. And those two that are below are just for securing these others to the blanket. So we're going to go back up to the first and the second, put that second through the first, and then the third through the second. And then we're going to take that tail end that you have and pull it up through that rightmost marker, or the rightmost hole, put it through the loop, put the loop onto the blanket, and then put this tail end right back down into that other marker that we had, just like this to make little feet. And you can probably hear feet in the background right now. All right, this third strand is about 44 inches long. I know, random, but that's just about how long it is. We're going to pull up loops in these markers, these orange markers, and it doesn't really matter how you pull these up, just be sure, since they're not in a straight line, just be sure to do the rightmost ones first and then work your way to the side. So it's the right tops, and then you go to the bottom. So we're going to pull up, um, these are about 2 fingers wide all the way. And I'm trying to show you on this side. Sorry, it's kind of over in the side of the video here. But we're going to pull up 3 more loops and then we're going to put these loops onto the blanket and then finish off with our tail ends for those last two that are down at the bottom. So what I want you to do is go up to the top right, because you have two here, two in the middle, and then you have four, I believe, on this side. Yeah, four. And so you do these two first and bring them down. The next two, you're going to bring down as well. Then go to those bottom two loops that you just folded over basically and push that left loop through the right loop and bring it to the left just like this. So that loop kind of comes to the left and makes the other lay down. Now you go to the top of these four, put that second loop through the top one and kind of lay it down a little bit. Then you're going to take this rightmost loop and put that loop that you just made through it so it kind of lays it down. Then bring, this is where it gets a little confusing, sorry. Bring these all the way down for that leg. And then we're going to take those stitch markers out, take your tail end up through the rightmost stitch marker or that hole, put it through the loop, and then you're going to bring it forward and push it down for that little foot, just like that. Okay, so now on to the front leg. The front leg is in sage, and so you'll see that one of the little markers here, just to the, underneath my hand is white, so we're not using that one. We're pulling up a loop here that's a good 2 fingers wide. This one's a really good 2 fingers wide, almost 3, and then we're going to pull up a loop right here as well. And those other two are for the tail end. So once you have your 3, you're going to take that second loop through the first and lay them down. And then that third loop through the second, lay them down. And this loop goes kind of down a little bit. So we're going to push our tail end up through right here and then through the loop to secure this to the blanket. And then we push this tail end down right ahead of it so that we make a little foot, just like this. So that's our front leg. Now we're moving to the head, and this piece of yarn is about 2 foot long, and the head is only about 2 loops, and then we work with the tail end. Right here in the middle, you'll bring up a 3-finger loop, so it's pretty wide, just like this, and then we're going to go up, and I'll show you a little bit better. We're going to go up to the top in that middle part right here and bring up another loop that's about 2 fingers wide. And then we're going to take our tail end because we're going to put these just like this across each other. So bring that tail end through the leftmost marker. Then we will push it through the bottom of the bottom loop. I almost put it through the top. The bottom loop. Bring it through here first, and then we're going to put it through the top loop. What that does is helps those lay on top of each other. So that top loop will lay on top of that bottom loop to make the kind of shape of the head. And then we're going to put the tail end right back down in the same hole we brought it up in. So it goes all the way back down in to secure that head. And then what we want to do is bring up the tail end in that top stitch marker, and then we'll put it back down through that next stitch marker. And this kind of gives a little bit of definition to the head and kind of like ears, I guess. Just gives it a little bit more heft. And you really want to tell that yarn where to go, just like this, and pull it through. So that is our bear, and that's kind of like a little ear right here. You can kind of put a tail on just like that as well, but you don't have to because some of the silhouettes don't have that. So on the back, it looks a mess, right? It's a hot mess. But what we're going to do, unlike some of my other tutorials, we're not going to make the back look like a bear. You kind of could if you had longer strands of black, so you could kind of weave those ends into the loops that you have and make it look somewhat like a bear. But we're not going to. We're just going to see which ends can kind of come together. And if it's too far away from an end, this is the way that I loop it through, just like that. And so then you can cut and fuse, and those also hold up in the washer.